Heard this saying before, hair today, gone tomorrow, but thankfully there's a new option that can bring it all back. We're exploring now not just scalp treatments, but the possibilities for facial and eyebrow hair transplants.
Dr. James Manning is here from Utah Facial Plastics, and we are diving into this incredible world of hair restoration in this sponsored segment. And I had no idea that maybe you overpluck an eyebrow back in the 90s and you just have that little bald spot. I can fix that with you. I don't have to keep filling that in with the pencil.
Yeah, it's actually pretty incredible that you can take hair from the back of the head, put it back into the eyebrow, and you have your natural hair back. You have the texture, not just the color, back in the eyebrow. And so it's something that's becoming more and more common. We're doing more and more of these every day, basically, at Utah Facial Plastics.
Dr. Manning, I didn't know it was your own hair. You're taking your hair and just moving it. Why from the back of the head?
It's an area where you can take the hair and you won't miss it. Most of us are pretty thick in the back of the head, and so you can extract the hairs from there, you place them into the front, you have your natural hair color, it matches well to the surrounding hair, and then it's permanent. It stays forever.
My jaw is dropped at that before and after. Look at those beautiful full brows, and it just looks so youthful. How does the process work? How long does that last? It's forever, you say?
It's forever. So you come in, we give you some medication to relax you, and we numb up the area. I extract the hairs from the back, and I make all of the sites myself in the eyebrow. And then we work with a team of in-house techs that Dr. Henstrom, Dr. Thompson, and I have trained and are focused really on just giving you the best quality grafts. They go and place those grafts back into the sites one at a time. It takes about 3 hours or so to do an eyebrow transplant, start to finish.
So she has the thinning where I have the thinning. I just think a lot of time that not just plucking, that just happens with age. Those eyebrows thin. So I've seen the procedure done on a scalp.
Yes.
Is it the same for the face?
It's very similar, yes. We can even transplant beard, we can transplant mustache. It's the same concept that we use on the scalp. The differences being a little bit finer grafts to match the natural fineness of the hair in the face, and the direction of the hairs have to be placed very carefully to match the natural direction that you see in the brow or in the mustache or beard.
I wouldn't have thought about a mustache or beard either. Tell us what's happening with men and why they might need to come in and get like a little spot filled.
You know, it's interesting. Some men are just a little more patchy than others. I kind of embrace the patchiness a little bit. Others want to fill it in, and so in those areas you can actually take the hair, same kind of process from the back of the head, place it into the front, place it in the sideburns, and fill in areas that may not be as full.
Is it a painful process?
Anyone who tells you that this is painless is pulling the wool over your eyes. But there are things that we do to make it more tolerable. I use a little bit of medication to relax you. I use a little bit of laughing gas during the injections. Once you're numbed up, it's really not that bad. My patient yesterday slept through most of the day.
I bet it's not that bad. I was awake for a procedure with you guys last December when I did my max lift, and I didn't even know, like it felt like 5 minutes, and then I got sent on my way. The aftercare too is something that I think it's important to talk about because we can continue to come in for checkups. You really care about how your patients are doing.
It's really important to see hair transplants in the early stages to make sure that, whether it's on the face or on the top of the head, to make sure that there are no issues that are arising that could compromise those grafts. And then it's important to see patients at the 6-month and year mark. And the 6-month visit is really to remind people that it's a long process. Those hairs come back in over months, and it's actually very normal to be underwhelmed at 6 months, and then they continue to grow in, and by a year, you get your full result. All along that time point, if anything pops up medically that needs to be treated, it's important that we're right there on top of it to make sure that you get the best survival of the grafts.
That's a good distinction. I didn't know it took up to a year to really see what it could do. What's the most popular area on the face that you've been doing so far?
Well, you know, we're doing hair transplants most days of the week at Utah Facial Plastics, and I think that the most common facial grafting is probably into the eyebrow. I think it's just become very popular.
You know, maybe it's a little thing that's just driving someone crazy or a really big thing that they're battling on a daily basis. But what do the patients say when you fix that for them, whatever it might be?
I think it's actually pretty life-changing, because what I hear over and over is, I no longer have to put on my makeup to go to the pool or to go to the gym. I can go out with my natural brow and feel confident and not feel like, you know, I'm too thin up there.
Well, and sometimes it's just one, not even both. Like, I feel like one on mine is more thin than the other. Who's a good candidate if someone's watching out there?
Really, anybody who wants a thicker brow, if it's been overplucked. Sometimes medical issues cause thinning of the brows. We work all that out, make sure it's safe to transplant. But really, anyone with thinning brows or thinning facial hair can be a candidate.
All right, 2 locations if you want to go in for a consultation, in Draper and in Roy. UtahFacialPlastics.com is the place.
Layton location is doing a revamp, a remodel. So right now it's in Roy. Dr. Manning, thank you so much for being here, and our thanks to Utah Facial Plastics for this sponsored interview.
Thank you so much. All right.